Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to yet another video here at the channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to create this text effect right here inside of Davinci Resolve 19. And we have to go into Fusion to do this effect, but I will take you along and explain what you can do to make this effect. And it is a pretty easy effect to pull off as well. So no worries, I'll take you through it, and let's just jump right into DaVinci Resolve 19 and into Fusion. Let's go to the tutorial. Okay, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve, and let's get right to the tutorial. First off, we are going to go up to the effects library, and in the effects library, we're going to take a Fusion composition, putting that down to the timeline, selecting that, and jumping straight into Fusion. And here in Fusion, I'm going to add in a text note. I will also need a background note, and I'm just going to connect that to the media out like that. And then in the text note, I need to have a text, and I'm just going to write a part like that. I'm going to change the font. And actually, if I push one with the text selected, push one, I can see the text over here. I have my text. And I want to change this into a different font. So let's change it into, let's take Oswald. That's a nice font. And I'm going to size it up like that. And then I'm going to take a polygon right here. And might as well make it a little bit bigger. Just for the sake of the tutorial, of course, here. So I'm going to select my polygon. And I'm going to make a shape here. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You can make it like this. You could also use a ellipse if you want to, or a rectangle node, doesn't matter. The technique would be the same. However, I like to have this very rocket one here with all these different corners and whatnot. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to select my polygon into my media one. And I'm going to merge my text into the background. So now we have this. Then I'm going to highlight both of these, and I'm going on my Mac to push Control C. On PC it's Alt C, Alt V, I think. And that's what I do. I'm going to do exact copy of that, and then I'm going to take the output and put that into merge one. So I'm going to merge that on top of everything. And then I'm just going to take my polygon one here, and in that I'll go to the inspector. I'm just going to push invert. So this is what we have now. So what we want to do now is we want to make the movement here in the text. So I'm going into the first merge, and in the inspector in the center, I'll go to the beginning of the timeline, and I'm going to put in a keyframe, and then I'll go to, let's say, frame 60, and I'm going to move this little bit up like that, something like that, and maybe a little to the side, something like that. Okay, and then I'll go to the end, and I'll just move this a little bit up and a little more to the side. So it's doing like some kind of a movement like that. And then I'll go to, again, back to the start, going to the second merge, put in a new keyframe, go to keyframe 60, and I'm going to push this downwards and the other way around, like something like that. And then I'll go to the end of the keyframe. And I'm just going to continue with this movement. I want this to be a little further down, something like that. So now we have this where the text is falling apart like that. Pretty easy little thing. However, we can make this look way better. So if I go into my second text here, select that, and I'm going to push Shift Spacebar, and I'm going to search for drop shadow. I'm going to add in a drop shadow there. So now we are going to have this little shadow, and it's doing a little bit of a 3D effect, which I think is kind of cool, like that. But we can make this look a little more cool still. So I'm going to add in a transform. I'm just going to search for trans, and we're going to take the transform right here. I'm going to add that in. I was the wrong place because I want to make this move the whole composition. So I'm going to push shift and drag like that. And then I'm just going to go to the beginning and I'll go into the yawn. I'm going to put in a keyframe. We'll go to keyframe 60. And there I want it to like turn a little like that. Not too much. And then let's say we go to around here, we want it to be back to 0, something like that. And then for the last part of it, I just want it to go a little like that. Okay. So now we have the text falling apart and everything moving around. However, this is affecting the background here as well. And that's not necessarily what I actually want. So I'm going to take off the background. Everything will now disappear. Not to worry, it will be back again. Because I'm just going to change this into the merge input here. So now it's back again. So now we have the whole animation here with things falling apart and everything. And I want to add in a background as well. So I'm just going to take another merge here and I'm going to put that right here. And I'm just going to connect this as a background and then make sure that all of my text animation and everything are going to be a foreground. And I do that by right clicking at the mouse button and just dragging that into the node and let go. And I can tell it to be a foreground. So now we have that here and it's not affecting the background at all. Also, I want to change the color of the background to this yellow color I usually use. And just to do a little more, at the end, I might as well add in another drop shadow here. And I'm going to do that again after the transform, like that. So we're going to get a little bit of drop shadow, and then we could go in and change the angle of that a little bit and the strength of it. But we're going to make it a little different than the other drop shadow. So this is basically how we do this falling apart text. However, we could add another little subtle thing to the animation, and that would be to feather it out a little bit. And we'll do that by going up to the spline editor right up here. And in the spline editor, we are going to select merge number 1, and we're going to go into the center path. And we're going to do the exact same thing into the merge number 2, like that. Then we're just going to push this button right here so we can zoom in a little bit, or we could do something like that if we really want to, and then highlight these two elements and then push Option F to flatten it out. And then it's going to be a little more smooth in the animation. Anyway, I do hope you found this little video useful. If you did, please hit that subscriber button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it would help them out, and if you want to be notified every time there's another video here at the channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.